Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2, LGD vs. EG. You're watching the G1 League on Beyond the Summit. I'm LD of dotacommentaries.com of Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here today by none other than paintitgold. paintitgold, game 1, painful to watch if you're an EG fan.
It was indeed. It was indeed.
So, they give away the Naga, they give away the Invoker, they do get Jeyo's Templar Assassin, so pretty strong, aggressive kind of hero. LGD looking a little level dependent at this point, and it looks like EG might be trying to punish that.
And with Invoker picked up, is he going to go mid against Templar Assassin? It's always...
You talked about it last game, right? It's the reduction in his base damage. I think it's 2 patches in a row it's been reduced, and even when you go Exhort, you don't have any kind of damage until level 3, and Templar Assassin's hitting a lot harder than you. So it was already a matchup that we saw a lot of Invoker players struggling with up against Templar Assassin at the International too, and it's only gotten harder since then. So what do you think about... So they get the Kodal and the Jakiro. They steal what seemed sort of like the centerpiece of LGD's strategy, which was those big AoE support damage dealers.
If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah.
I kind of like this though, because it's, you give them the Naga, sure. Well, I say that they get Leshrac, who can be a fantastic complement. Now the issue with Leshrac, unlike the Jakiro, the Keeper of the Light, is he's got to be close to do the damage, and you really don't want to be close against, well, any of the EG heroes, to be honest.
Yeah. And with the Leshrac pick, I kind of feel like LG is just kind of gearing up for another tri-lane. And if they have an Exhort Invoker mid, it could go quite well if they do have a tri-lane.
And the other question is this a Demon Keeper of the Light? Is this going to be a Suicide Lane Keeper of the Light as well?
It could be, but like if they had a THD and Keeper of the Light plus their hard carrying the safe lane, then they would be pretty much immune to hard lane tri-lanes, I would think, because like that's just such a strong lane, like Keeper of the Light and Jakiro, and then you're probably gonna have like a stun or a slow on whatever Fierce gonna play.
We should also point out that the Bounty Hunter has been banned in this game. So, and again, the Batrider ban. LGD, I think they banned this against IG as well. But it may also just be some respect towards Demon and his Batrider, because he's been doing work with that. So, interesting start to the draft, and now we see the Invoker as the ban, or excuse me, the Enigma as the ban for LGD. A little bit concerned about the team fight from EG, not wanting to give them that ability to push incredibly hard early. And I'm wondering for LGD, how do they round out this lineup? They already have the Invoker, the Naga, and Leshrac. All these heroes need levels and farm to some degree. Do they have room to pick anything else up that's farm intensive? It seems like they just need 2 hard supports at this point.
No, LGD was never a team to run jungles at the International, right? It was eHome that ran the Enchantress.
Yeah, LGD, I haven't seen them run one in a long time. And when they do, it's something like a Darkseer or a Batrider, where it's not really picked as a guaranteed jungler, but he's the offlane here, and he just goes into the jungle because the offlane's not safe.
Yeah, okay, so that rules out an Enchantress pick from them. So right now I'm kind of feeling that they're going to offensive tri-lane with the Naga, Siren, and Leshrac.
Who's the third hero you want to pick up at this point? Is there an Undying in the pool? There is an Undying in the pool.
That would be a fantastic pick, actually.
I don't know if LGD runs Undying. It doesn't really... It doesn't strike me as an LGD hero, but it's a damn strong hero to run in a tri-lane. Even as a support, he's pretty annoying.
Oh yeah, and he's great against Templar Assassin too.
Yeah, a lot of damage sources, and just the increased damage he takes when he's in his ultimate form. Those damn zombies, man, I'll tell you. I think the best way to counter them is Alchemist with acid spray, as it just constantly kills them. But aside from that,
there's also Gyrocopter with his I forget what the skill is called. Barrage.
Flat cannon.
Yeah, flat cannon.
Wow, EG going for the fear. I assume the fear anti-mage. Huh.
Yeah, and I think this sums up LG's decision-making for them now. I think they're going to aggressive tri-lane against it. Keeper of the Light, Jakiro.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, this...
Maybe... Yeah, this is... Well, do they need the Shadow Demon? They already have a lot of setup. They have the Naga Siren, and that's normally enough, but they do get access to Soul Catchers, so we could see those Soul Catcher Sunstrikes coming out.
And it's just great against anti-mage. as well. And like this strategy is just so strong. Like Shadow, it's something that people have forgotten about, really, really big time. To the point like people are getting like Leshrac and Shadow Demon, and in a tri-lane like this, it's so strong because you can basically just pick whatever hero you want to put under and then stun. And like I remember when like Shadow Demon came out, like a lot of people such as Maelk was running in mid and stuff and just destroying completely with Sing Sing's Leshrac.
Oh yeah, or the Conka. I mean, there's a lot of cute combos you do. An EG rounded out with a Pudge. Okay, so I was gonna say an anti-mage tri-lane, and then a Templar Assassin mid and something for the off lane. But what is EG gonna do for the lanes? Because I'll tell you, I'm having a little bit of a tough time figuring it out. Are they going for a Pudge tri-lane and AM and Templar Assassin as their solos? I don't know. Any insight? Because I'm completely flummoxed right now.
Okay, well I have a couple ideas going on in my head right now. One is, this is kind of out there, but wow, Sylar. Huh.
Well, this can give Pudge some. Three of these heroes have very low base armor, and they're on the dire side, so they can go for Roshan a bit quicker if they want to. This is a hero we never see, so that's now two heroes that we never see in this.
Oh wow, yeah.
Or no,
Actually,
we see Pudge
Sylar is
occasionally.
super good now with the minus armor. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, it got buffed. You're right. I think it's increased at all levels for amplify damage. Or
Yeah, I want to.
Or is it only at 11 and 16?
I want to say it's like minus 14 armor. It's level 1.
No, I don't think it's quite that high.
No, not that bad.
We'll see it. We'll see in a second when we get into the game. But yeah, you're right. It definitely got buffed. I want to say it's only stronger at level 11 and 16, but I could be wrong about that. And
yeah,
I actually can't even remember from 6.75 to 6.76 when the change happened or what it was. Let's actually check it out now.
Yeah.
8/14/20.
18/14. Yeah. Okay. So level 2 is 14.
That's gonna all these heroes. Demon has 1 base armor on his Pudge. Is this a suicide lane solo Pudge? No way. No way are they gonna solo him there. Oh boy. All right,
Demon has his boots, and that's not so good against the Invoker he's up against. He would rather have stat items against a solo Invoker, I would think.
And then we have the offensive tri-lane for LGD. So let's introduce the players. DDC on that Leshrac. Ward's picked up for him. Vision always crucial in these tri-lanes. This is something we see from the Pinoy teams occasionally as well, is the Slardar in a dual or tri-lane, and SC going to be handling, or DD rather, going to be handling that Slardar. Shao 8 on the support Shadow Demon. I'm still really sad to see him playing support, but hey, it seemed to be working a lot better in that last game than it had originally, so maybe they just need a little bit of time to get adjusted. But yeah, what are we looking at for EG now?
Demon thinks he's facing something he's not facing. I don't know what he thinks he's facing, like a tri-lane or something, but he's already wasted a tango to get up there, so now he's down to 2 trees and boots. And ideally you would want something like Stout Shield and then a tango and healing self against an Invoker, and he would go more than even, I would say, with Invoker. I think he would actually do much better than Invoker.
Look at EG. Already dewarding. Okay, so EG is running a defensive tri-lane, and LGD is running a really powerful kill tri-lane, but they're up against these supports. And Jakiro and Keeper of the Light, they don't have to be anywhere near the fight. They can be like 600, 800 units away. And can they bring down the anti-mage if they catch him? I'm not sure if they can. It doesn't even look like Yao's going for Exhort. At least not yet. Well, he's got stats, so you would think he is, but he's gotten Quas at level 1. Huh. Alright, well, let's introduce EG. Fear playing the Anti-Mage, bidz on the Twin-Headed Dragon, maelk handling that Keeper of the Light for the EG tri-lane, jeyo as the solo mid-Templar Assassin, and last but not least, it's Demon on his off-lane solo Pudge. He does love boots on the off-lane, though. I've seen him go for it, I think, almost every game, so it may just be Demon Dota, where it doesn't, not even what he's expecting, just what he prefers to play.
Yeah, I play the offlane quite regularly, and I find every time, like I have to make sure that I'm facing off against a tri-lane if I go for the boots build. Because if you face a solo and you go boots first, and you lack regen, you lack stat items, and otherwise you can do much better than you regularly would. And this is a case.
And already, Yao's getting aggressive in that lane. Just throwing out the cold snap, and like you said, Demon's out of regen. He's going to have to start ferrying something in.
Yeah, this is a huge mistake by him because I think he would do more than I think he would actually beat Invoker if he went the normal items.
how do you feel as well about the Naga Siren being the one who's going mid against Templar Assassin and soloing that lane? They give Slardar the sort of that tri-lane position. I guess they have their initiator already for the bottom lane with Shadow Demon, but we talked about Naga as being just a fantastic tri-lane here with Ensnare and Riptide doing tons of damage, give you lots of lockdown, and the minus armor to help you clean up kills. Sylar's going to be going mid, and playing against a hero that's not an easy matchup for Naga.
He's going to be acting very similar to DK mid. Basically, he's just going to be spamming Riptide, pushing the lane out, trying to get runes, and bottle crowing as much as possible for CS. And he already has 10 CS, and it's 2 minutes in. I didn't even see that. Wow, that's really good against a TA.
And this is against an offensive tri-lane, so there's going to be some kills here. If he gets a good rune, although as I say that, Sylar's the one getting the good runes, picks up a haste. And will he look to go? Not just going to hold on to that for the moment. This should discourage any sort of ganking from EG. LGD is playing in the dark, and it's something that can be an issue for these offensive tri-lanes, and surprising that LGD hasn't done any dewarding of their own. Xiao8 has sentry wards. The ward that was placed behind the tower was immediately killed off, and well, LGD, oh, here comes the engagement, perhaps. Xiao8 charging in, disruption to start this off, sprint into the Slithering Crush, could be our first blood, momentarily, Split Earth to follow, beautiful chain stun, and we talked about how the supports can stay far away, but maelk gets caught out, and that's the first blood. Something I think LGD really needed to get in this lane.
Yeah, really great play from LGD right there. Exao on his 5 leading. I know you were skeptical and sad and stuff.
I love him on the 3, but he is playing a great 5 in this series at least.
Ooh.
Ooh. Now they're gonna go anyway. Even though they used up the Slithering Crush, they don't have the Slaughter auto-attacking. Just harassing bidz. Only one clarity left, so they are chewing through the regen quite quickly. As we look at the Leshrac and the Slardar, no clarities for them. Ice Path will connect to Xiao8, and that's gonna be it. So these supports great in the tri-lane, but Anti-Mage just Fear not able to do a whole lot right now, and Fear's not farming. He's 4-1. You compare that to Slardar 13-5, and Demon actually gets solo killed up top. You expect him to have trouble with this Boots first build, and you pointed that out, but to give up a kill this early, yikes.
Yeah, he died to Tornado. So he's going Wex Plus, and he's going to have a free lane pretty much.
Demon's only 4.
Yeah, he's going to port back up. But giving up a solo kill is so huge, as you can see, like level 6 to level 4.
Right, and now that's phase boots for Yao, so his damage issues largely gone at this point. And he is going for the Wex build, which is going to give them a lot of control, and it kind of helps to deal with the hero like TA. If she dives your tower, it's a great counter initiation, you know, you throw that tornado in, the gank's pretty much over, and it might even go the other way, so giving Yao this good start, it could have pretty big repercussions down the line, I feel, for LGD, or for EG having trouble with LGD.
See that? Were you watching top, Yao?
No, I didn't catch it.
It was a subtle trick, but he moved the creepway to the left, right there, to make sure that his creeps got pulled, and they weren't pulled back by the Radiant creeps.
So okay, I see what you're saying. So he pulled the enemy creeps over this way to ensure that his creeps would get pulled and not draw aggro.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's something you won't even see from a lot of pro players, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
I haven't even thought of it till now, to be honest.
It's sort of similar to what you can do mid, where you pull the creeps like sort of up or to the sides. They don't go into tower range, so your lane doesn't push out the other way. That's pretty cool. Alright, so for EG at the moment, Fear's not farming. Jeyo is getting a fantastic start. In fact,
Demon's going for a gank on mid.
Ooh. Sylar is not 6 yet. Perfect time to go. Riptide not used just yet. The net coming out. And the hook whiffs from Demon. Jeyo going to dive this trap cooling down. Oh, if Demon hits that hook, that's a much needed kill for EG.
Yep, and they had 3 heroes dedicated to that kill. maelk did blast, and I'm not sure if it hit or missed.
I didn't catch that actually, but I think he was already out of range, and maybe it hit him, but it didn't do a whole lot. You know, here's the other thing about EG's draft is they picked a Pudge when Demon's sitting on like 300 to 350 ping. That's a pretty bold move. Sylar tries to get the rune, and now he might pay. Again, still doesn't have that sleep, still a bit behind on levels. The Illuminated Blast is not going to hit. The chase continuing. Jeyo blocking Demon. I don't think they trust the hooks with this kind of delay. There's the hook, narrowly missing. That looked pretty good to me. But once again, this Naga Siren escapes. Once again, 2 heroes devoted to this. And Yao says, screw that, I'm just going to farm top. And now he's out farming the Templar Assassin. Meanwhile, Fear continues not to farm on this bottom lane. SC or DD, hitting level 4, continues to get farm for him. Tread's picked up. He is a bit under-leveled, but they're keeping the anti-mage down. They're getting the Invoker fat, and their Naga is not dying. And they're doing this. They're doing this against a really strong ganking lineup. And Sylar's pulling it off without even having sleep. He's living without sleep. Imagine if he had it, how much easier it would be.
Yeah, I got kind of absorbed in the game right there, yeah. But, Exao, he's body blocking every minute, every single minute. He doesn't really need levels. So he's letting the other 2 get levels while body blocking the camp so that they can't pull at all. And, ooh, miss stomp, or else they would have had a kill on Fear there.
Yeah, Shaowade's doing a great job, and now he's finally going to ward it off. But hey, if you can't afford wards, you don't want to blow them on the camp, since EG did a great job of dewarding. In fact, he might have been worried about sentry wards being up, then just body block it. So they're really showing their ability to control the creep equilibrium as Yao gets hooked, but just tornadoes, and it's like a fissure where the gank just sort of ends, or the kill attempt is going to backfire or fail immediately. But yeah, they're doing some really cool stuff to control creep equilibrium, and I think this is where, you know, a lot of players can learn from the Chinese teams. They're just so good at making sure that they're getting the most out of every lane, whether it's just making sure the creeps get pulled. Yao gets hooked again, and Ghost walks. Will Demon be able to stay on him? Nope. And
yeah, he actually got the tower kill. Good for him.
What is he building towards? He's got the West Staff of Wizardry. He's almost got a 4-staff. In fact, SC... Ooh. Oh, this is the death of maelk. Caught out by the Soul Catcher and the Slithering Crush to follow. And now he's level 6, and Jeyo's been spotted. Are they going to even chase onto this? SC wants to. Diving towards the tower. Don't think he's going to find this kill. But not far off a Blink Dagger. 1,300 gold away. Everything pretty much going well for LGD right now. Score is 3-0. Leading massively in terms of gold.
Invoker's going to have a 4-staff in like 10 seconds.
That's a 9-minute 4-staff or a 10-minute 4-staff. Oh boy. And EG is a chasing lineup, right? They've got Rot, they've got the traps, they've got Blink. They don't have that many lockdown spells aside from the Twin-Headed Ice Path, so having a 4-staff could just ruin their abilities to get kills.
Yeah, like a chasing lineup is weak when you're far behind, when the team can just turn around and fight you and just destroy you. So it's not going to pay off for them for now. Actually, Fear's not farming very well. He has his Ring of Health up, he has 16 CS, but still not doing so great.
You know, the question is, even if he gets something like a Battle Fury or a Vanguard, can't they still kill him? Because they have so many spells to lock him down. They've got Shadow Demon. Actually, I want to point out, he skipped Mana Burn entirely. Mana Break, rather. He's just such a defensive build from Fear. Going for the Burning build, but Burning usually gets at least 1 point. You're up against Shadow Demons. He's just going to opt to completely skip Mana Break, which means the window of opportunity for him to get involved in this game is even longer now.
Zhao.
Look at
what a good ward. Yeah, he's really good at warding. Like, if you're trying to learn support, watch Zhao, because...
And especially for this situation where you know Templar Assassin wants to rotate towards that lane, where you know Pudge is going to be roaming. These wards completely counteract that.
And the thing about Shadow Demon is, he doesn't need levels, like, pretty much at all.
Oh, this could be bad. Trying to go on Fear now. In comes Demon, level 3 hook. I don't think he's actually in range. Just in range, but while he casts it, the Shrek will walk away. Ugh, close, but no cigar. And that's 4 heroes. EG just being absolutely flummoxed whenever they try to go for these ganks. And now Sylar really pulling ahead in terms of his farm. Up to 1,400 gold. It seems like it's all got to come down to Jeyo to get EG some kills, to get them some momentum. And so far, he hasn't really found any. I mean, if it's not Jeyo, how else do they sort of get their feet into the water right now? Like, what do you do right now if you're EG?
They have to land some hooks.
Well, they're gonna try to go into Fear, but Fear is very tanky with this ultra defensive build, and his own illusions will not burning him, or the Shadow Demon illusions rather. So he'll be okay. Look at EG. Look how many heroes are visible on the map. You talked about how good these wards are. maelk's visible. bidz and Fear. I think bidz is just out of vision. In fact, maelk's gonna get caught trying to farm those neutrals. Picked off. The wards not only keeping them safe, but now also finding them kills.
He put so much effort into killing that 3-stacked main camp, and LGD just came up and stole it.
And that's the gold graph. That's the experience graph. Just continuing to... Oh, it's not going in the right direction. Fear, running for his life, blinks towards the tier 1 and will escape. But when that's the closest thing to success for that tri-lane, that's a bad sign. And Fear apparently has had enough. He's going to abandon that lane. Jeyo's probably going to rotate over. Jeyo doesn't have his blink yet, but is getting close. Maybe they'll try and set up a kill in Sylar, at least force out that sleep. Trap to fly, and Jeyo jumping in, has the meld. Oh no, he misses the meld. And that'll be the end of the engagement. Anti-Mage blinks forward, but not going to catch up with Sylar, I feel. They're really diving this. They really want to force out that sleep, but not going to be able to.
And at the same time, LGD is just going to casually take bottom tower. But the Coddle Blast been holding it off pretty well, so...
They have some great anti-push, but even so, they've got to be worried about the Shadow Demon circling around and setting up the kill. And there's also a 4-staff into a Slithering Crush now to be concerned about. And hey, they do get the tower, and now they're looking to get bidz. Illuminate Blast flies through, hitting 2, a lot of damage, but no follow-up, and he will drop.
bidz has paid for the mid tower last game. Remember that cheeky deny?
Yeah, they're really punishing him for that, my god.
Yeah. And Xiao...
Xiao 8.
Xiao 8. Alright, Xiao 8. He has 3 more wards on him. He's just pumping out the wards, and they're paying off big time.
I think after this game is over, I'm just going to go watch first-person perspective on Xiao 8, because, I mean, it's just the next level of wards now being placed. As they knock down the tier 1, immediately he takes this opportunity. They drove their supports back. They knew they had to go heal. Perfect time to go ward. And also, you have a lineup that can find long-range kills. You've got a Slardar who's very good at initiate, especially with the Blink Dagger. And you've got a Wex Invoker, and they know that, and they're going to punish it. E.g., the one way to get past those wards is with Smoke. Hook on the out. What a hook by Demon, set up by the Ice Path, and finally they get on the board. Meanwhile, though, it's Fear, who is going to die top, and unfortunately, I don't know that the anti-mage for the Invoker is a great trade. But heck, trading kills probably better than not, as EG is very far behind at this point.
Yeah, 1 kill is so much experience for them right now.
And this gives bidz level 5, Demon up to level 8. That's the nice thing for Demon, is if the Ice Path hits, he doesn't really have to hit a perfect hook. He can just sort of throw it out there afterwards. Maybe that's something they'll do more of. It's just so hard to find these openings. They had to use Smoke. That's the only way they can get past this absolute net, this web of wards.
Yeah, and if you've noticed, since the game is going a bit slower now, the ward he placed in the forest, I don't know if you can see my drawings like I can see yours, but that one right there, it's out of sentry range, where they usually sentry if there's wards in the jungle, you know? So like,
you mean the one near the hard camp on the Radiant side, right?
Yeah, bidz tried to sentry it because he knew they had a ward there, but he wasn't sure where. And he placed it out of the sentry range.
It's amazing. It's amazing that there are even wards that exist like that in Dota, where you can actually just... the game's been out for how long, and yet these Chinese players are still finding wards that can't even easily be countered.
Oh yeah, teams are gonna know after this game for sure, because these wards have been playing huge. But also the one near the hill on the Radiant side as well. That's just out of the sentry ward. If you place it on that hill, on the eyeball, it's just out of range. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident that Xiao knows that it's out of range. He's done his...
And that's the natural ward to place in that situation. maelk is recalling someone. They want to challenge this Roshan, charging up the Illuminate Blast. Xiao 8 gets hooked. Not a good way to start this fight. The counter initiation flies out. The Tornado is there. Roshan is low. LGD being driven back. Illuminate Blast pulling them back in. Jeyo wants to jack this. Jeyo's going to jump right into the pit, I think. No, they need another hook, and they find it. Demon Dota catches out DDC. DDC to drop next. Yao on the back foot, probably going to do his best to at least prevent this. Sylar is a TP, though. And if EG really try to go for Roshan, we're going to see him, I think, rotate in, sleep, and maybe steal this. Hasn't yet.
They're doing it.
He's going for it.
They aren't doing it.
Here comes Sylar. If they try to steal this, he's going to sleep them, and it's going to be a very sad EG team. Tornado catching out Demon. EMP to follow. Cold Snap as well. Demon dropping low. Ice Path catches only Yao. Sylar on the front foot, and now force-staffed in to the net, to the Riptide. That's a kill. maelk next in line. LGD, too many heroes at the point of attack. EG, too many squishy heroes that are almost instantly picked off by these farms carries and by that Slardar's amplify damage. Look at bidz just absolutely melt. EG, it looked great with those 2 demon hooks, but overstayed their welcome. And LGD now going to pick up that Aegis. Yikes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Zhao tanked that hook as well, the first one, to make sure that none of his, to make sure that none of his more important teammates got hooked. Yeah, like he just moved in the line of sight and he just kind of stood there.
Hook me, demon! I dare you! It worked. In the end, it worked.
Yeah.
I liked how the Naga sort of waited to see if EG was going to commit to the Roshan before she TP'd in, so she's pressuring top the whole time. I think a lot of carry players would just immediately TP. Oh, I'm Naga, there's a Roshan fight, I'd better get over there. But Sylar, he waited until EG went into the pit and then he TP'd in. At that point, they were able to catch a few retreating heroes. And LGD have a great chasing team with Slardar having the Blink Dagger and having a level 3 sprint, as well as this Wex Invoker. So, really smart decision making from the whole team there.
Oh yeah, and with the new Aegis change, it really adds a lot more activity to the game. Like, you can't just wait out the Aegis and then kill Roshan again, like we've seen so many times.
Yeah, IG has been... I think IG has really sort of set the standard for that use as they jump onto Fear, and look at the damage, but... Oh, this could be a decent turnaround. DD gets hooked. Remember, he does have Aegis, and he's 4-stepped away. He will drop to the long-range dismember. Pudge chomping on that meal, eating the food on the other side of the table. That's okay. Jeyo gets Tornado. Blinking forward as DD. Wants to find some more kills. Will get it. Yao actually the one to pick that up. And now Jeyo unable to really commit. This Slardar having an early Blink Dagger just really limits EG's aggressive options. And whenever they try and force fights, Slardar seems to be there. Even if he gets picked off, it keeps the Invoker safe. It protects all these backline heroes to continue to spam spells, and that was only with 2 of them being there.
And Zhao, he's picked up a gem now to counter all wards that EG could possibly have.
This is cheeky. People are asking how many times I'm going to say cheeky this cast. I'm going to keep on saying it, damn it, I love the word. But,
I don't blame you. I didn't even notice.
But I love the early gems that all the Chinese teams go for, but when they go for it, they're very good at holding on to it. It's rare that you see them lose it early, and I think that's really what separates them from some of the other teams, is they don't get caught out of position with the gem. If they do, I mean, you have Invoker and Ghostwalk, and more importantly, that's a 1,400 gold swing if EG pick it up.
And it's not that they just don't lose it, it's just that, well, it is that, but they just keep control of the game better once they have control.
So how do you seize it back if you're EG? I mean, what do you do to kind of turn this around?
Well, Demon needs his tranquil boots, I'm sure.
Is that a troll coming out from you, paintitgold?
Yeah.
Oh man, Sylar's got his relic now. The Radiance is coming soon. And
well,
even
they took down the Aegis by sitting behind Fear.
Even if they... Right, although they did get a couple of kills. LGD did convert that into a few. And do EG have an answer for Naga Sleep at this point? They don't have any BKBs. They don't have any naturally magic immune heroes. How are they going to deal with the Naga Sleep in team fights?
Well, the good thing is, the Sleep is pretty much purely defensive or offensive, like when chasing a hero and you just can't get in range. Because they don't really have any setup for it. You know? Like,
right, they don't, you're right, they don't have like a black hole or anything, or a dark tier wall to combo with it. Even the supports, that's the nice thing about picking the Twin Head Dragon, the Keeper of the Light, is you don't have that big AoE damage that you need to charge up or sort of place. So you're, in a sense, I guess it doesn't set anything up, but...
Yeah, but one hero is definitely dying after that sleep.
Right.
Because they're gonna get crushed and then stunned and then...
They have their single target spells.
Yeah.
And even if we look towards the mid or the late game, Fear still trying to farm his... God, he still doesn't have his Battle Fury. Not a surprise after we saw the lane started, but it's 20 minutes in. EMP Tornado is going to catch him out, and the Cold Snap to follow. Running low on mana, now netted, cannot blink away from this. Fear to drop, and oh man, what a pick-off. When you're killing Anti-Mage at their tier 3 and you escape scot-free, that's a bad sign. And EG... They had the whole team there, pretty much. They tried to protect Fear, but just not able to do it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sylar. Now with Sylar having this Radiance, Refraction becomes even less of an issue. Look at Jeyo, just instantly loses all of his Refraction charges.
Yeah, he got saved by Demon.
I don't know if he was dying there,
save.
but he was probably dropping low, for sure.
I guarantee you Demon just said save, though. He's like, Jeyo, I saved you, man. I saved you.
High fives all around.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much high fiving is going on in the EG camp right now. Here comes Demon with the hook, and just out of range. The wards continue to be absolutely perfect. If we look at this dire vision, they see 2-3 heroes at all times, and they pretty much know where EG have to be as well because of the creep equilibrium. Demon again fishing for hooks. Nice thing for him is even without Arcane Boots, he does have permanent mana. But here comes SC, blink into the crush. Look at Demon just melt. Minus 11 armor, such an easy kill. Now onto Jeyo. Can they amplify damage onto him? No, they want to focus on maelk. Sylar gonna jump on him. Now net onto Fear, dodged by the blink. Gonna survive for the moment. bidz still trying to retreat out of this. Jeyo, finally the amp damage will find him and he'll drop. 3 heroes dead. Everybody running. Can they even escape? Force Staff is up on Yao. Force Staff's forward. Gonna go to work on bidz. bidz, no mana for a TP. He's gonna drop as well. That is gonna be 4 heroes dead. Fear actually stopped to farm. Ay, cannot stay there. Needs to run away immediately. And DD thinking about going on him out of mana at long last. LGD just this Slardar, he's basically all the burst damage they need with amplified damage, just chewing through these low armor, low HP supports.
Yep, and Yao has now finished his Sheep Stick, so he has Force, Sheep Stick, Phase Boots, Magic Stick.
23 minutes? Yeah, not too bad.
23 minutes.
I mean, what's a normal timing for this? 28, 29 minutes at best? My lord.
Something like that. Oh, Demon! Yeah, buddy!
Oh no, Shao ate the buzzkill is here. DDC will fall, most likely. In fact, Illuminate Blast catches him, but Demon drops low. Yao gonna pick him off. Still has the Sight Device available. Still has not used it. Macropyre doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage on the back line of play dies to the Naga Siren. Jeyo now hexed up. Jeyo in a lot of trouble. Maybe not. Turns this around, but look at the damage he takes when he's out of refraction charges. Shao Wei down incredibly low. SC at 1 by 1. EG just getting surrounded, swarmed, and picked off. Once again, all of a sudden, 4 heroes dead. This time, the lone survivor is the twin-headed dragon, and we knew it was going to be tough for EG. I don't know if anyone knew it was going to be quite this tough. LGD did look a little weaker in their earlier matches in the group, but man, did they come out to play today. Just an absolute tour de force from this squad.
Yep,
Radiant's bottom tower
for sure.
is under attack.
You sound so excited about it, too.
I'm like, what do I say here? Like, well.
Hard game. It was a hard game for EG. Now, the good news for them is they're in a position now where they're very likely to advance out of the groups. This was more about jockeying for position to maybe have a first or second seed, which it's not 100% out of reach, I don't think, but it's almost impossible. The last team they have to play, if I recall correctly, is IG. And that's going to be tough to take any games, let alone a 2-0.
And LGD plays MUFC? Or have they played MUFC yet?
I don't think so.
I don't see MUFC drop or winning 2 games against LGD. I just don't. I mean, MUFC actually really impressed me with their play against EG, but I think LGD has a pretty firm hold on second in this group.
Yeah, and you know, they were already ahead by a point coming into this game, so now they get 3 more. EG gets 0. So if we actually look at the standings real quickly, we have LGD sitting at 6 points, tied with IG, but they have played 1 more series than them. They're 2 points ahead of MUFC with the same number of series completed, so they have the leg up on MUFC. They definitely have the leg up on EG, who's sitting at 2 and 4 now and 2 points. I think EG is safe. I don't see FTFC beating IG, which means they're going to be the team that gets knocked out of this group. But EG, it's looking like a 3rd or 4th seed, which does mean a harder road in the playoffs. Well, guys, that wraps it up for our first series of the day. This was EG versus LGD. I'm LD, of course, of dotacommentaries.com, of Beyond the Summit. If you like me, if you like my casting, you can follow me. Facebook, twitter.com/ldDOTA. All the VODs for today will be available at youtube.com/ldDOTA. But more importantly, paintitgold, thank you for joining me. Do you have any shout-outs? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say to all your fans out there?
I would like to shout out to Adam Greenberg. He is my homie. And I would like to shout out to my Twitter. Yeah, twitter.com/paintdota. And follow Brax Likes Dota as well. He's playing for LGD in China, and he just arrived yesterday. And
I love how he arrived and he immediately started playing games. Probably hadn't even slept in 12 hours. In like 36 hours. Probably barely. At least for me, I can't sleep on planes. But yeah, guys, you really should check out. Everyone should be following paintitgold. I think. Hell, look at how can you not love that face? Come on now. If you're not following this guy, you're killing esports. That's what I have to say.
Oh boy, that was quite funny actually. The double thumbs up, classic.
Yeah, I couldn't get your thumbs in the picture. It would just be too small for the frame.
Yeah.
The expression
Anyways,
is good enough.
Yeah, really enjoy casting with you, LD. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and hopefully we'll get to have you again in the future. I don't suppose you'll be staying up until 8 a.m. Eastern Time, or 2.5 hours from now.
No.
All right, well, sadly
everyone
then,
out there should follow ldDOTA on Twitter. Yes. Twitter followers.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, I appreciate it. But more importantly, follow PaintitDOTA. And, well, it's a shame I don't get to keep you around for the second series, but thank you for joining me for this one. It's fun, and glad I got your insight for that game. A lot of things to learn from Xiaowei, a lot of things to learn from just even the little stuff for that safe lane Invoker, just pulling the creep wave away to ensure the pull went off. Clever play all around. So thank you for bringing your insight. Shedding a light on Chinese Dota for the world. You're doing God's work.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, buddy. Alright guys, that was paintitgold, or Josh Amos. Again, you should be following him, twitter.com/paintdota. That wraps it up for our first series of the day. The next match, which is to come, is Tongfu versus Flash, and the loser of the series, if there is an 0-2 loser, if anyone gets wiped, they're probably the team that gets knocked out of Group B. So a lot on the line in that match, but we will have a bit of a break. It will be 2.5 hours before that next series kicks off, scheduled to start at 20 SGT, or 8 a.m. Eastern Time if you're like I am on the East Coast of the United States. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. Just going to play some music now. We'll leave the stream up, but we'll see you in 2.5 hours when it'll be Flash Esports facing off against Tongfu.